Hey guys, my name is Sam.
And I'm Phil.
And we're from the team E6 Productions. And today we're going to explain to you the story behind Welcome Home. So let's get right into it. So Welcome Home starts with a black screen. And you can hear some police sirens over a thunderstorm. And you also can hear something burning. And that is actually a cottage that burned down 5 years ago. So we start the movie with a little hint, with a little flashback of what's coming up. At this very moment, you can also read 279 days before, but that doesn't have anything to do with the date that the fire burned. It's actually something that we're going to explain to you later in our series, which is called Grimsfield, which Welcome Home is the first episode.
In the second scene, we meet Chloe. She's the protagonist of the movie. So she's a young teenager that we see ride on her bike after stopping at the groceries. If you pay close attention, we can already see that the creep, her neighbor, is looking at her.
Yeah. As soon as she arrives, she parks her bike, and on the right corner, if you look, you can see that there's a man standing there observing her. And that's actually the neighbor. He's talking to her. So she gets inside her house, and as soon as she gets in, the TV is on. And if you pay close attention to what the news reporter is saying, she's actually talking about a weird case that happened over 5 years ago.
We have a strange update on a tragedy that happened over half a decade ago. A woman and her children's bodies were found inside their cottage after a fire.
Mom, they were out of detergent!
Her husband, William Bastian, and their children, Sandy and Jacob, left.
It's about a man called William Bastian that disappeared not too long after his whole family, his wife Natalie and 2 kids, Jacob and Sandy, died in a fire incident. So that's the fire that you hear burning in the beginning of the movie. That's what happened 5 years ago.
So now we skip a few hours ahead. Chloe is brushing her teeth as she notices the flash in the window. And she decides to do something about it after a while because obviously she's being stalked.
Yeah.
So she gets out furious and she goes to the neighbor's house.
Yeah. So she gets to the neighbor's house, she knocks aggressively, but no one is answering.
Stop taking pictures, you creep!
So she gets inside, she walks up the stairs, and there she finds herself in a room where there's a tripod and a camera standing there aimed straight at her bathroom window, taking pictures of her. So she's like, what the hell is going on? As soon as she walks in the room, she immediately spots a board, a big board filled with old newspaper that reads, "Father missing after a disaster." All kinds of news heading talking about that fire that happened a while back that terrorized Grimsfield because nobody knew what happened. They just found a family burnt alive in the cottage, but the father was missing.
And of course, that father is revealed to be the man stalking Chloe. He, unlike a lot of people seem to think, he's not Chloe's father. All right, let's get that clear.
Yeah, he's not his father. Maybe because the father is not present in the movie, some people think maybe he is, but he's not the father. He's just not in the picture.
As soon as she discovers the whole board thing, she sees the tripod with the camera, and she's like, oh my God. And then she tries to go out, but she trips over something. That little something turns out to be the box of all the pictures, the pictures of her.
Just sitting home, brushing her teeth, anything while she was sleeping. The neighbor was just taking all sorts of pictures, just being very, very creepy. And at this exact moment, she gets a phone call, and it says that it's her mom. So she picks up the phone and she's like, "Mom, where the hell are you? I've been calling you all day." But she's surprised when a man answers. A man responds to her.
Hi, Sandy.
Sandy, who the hell is this?
And she's like, "Who is this?" And the man addresses her as Sandy, but her name is Chloe, so she's kind of confused. And then the man says that the pills will calm her down and everything, and she just panics. So she hangs up. Then she starts calling her phone.
So when she calls her mom, she calls the cell phone instead of the home. and she hears the cell phone ringing from downstairs. She goes to investigate the garage. When she's in there, she sees something very strange.
She opens the door of the garage and immediately spots her mom's van, which is parked in the garage of her neighbors. So she's just like, what is going on? And she hears muffled screaming, and she sees in the window that her mom and her sister are tied up screaming for their lives. And then she gets grabbed from behind and it fades to black.
This is where the creepy music starts. And escape to a cottage happens. This whole scene, this whole dinner scene, is just a recreation of William's last scene with his family before they died. So this is why when he arrives, he calls them Sandy and Jacob. He identifies them as his own children.
Without the crust. Just like you like it, Jacob. Sandy, you changed so much.
And then he lights them on fire.
Yeah.
Well, not before the nice little speech where he kind of reveals the whole thing, but everybody's still like, whoa, what the hell's going on?
5 years ago, we were meant to die in that fire together. But I knew that one day we'd be reunited one last time. But now, let's leave this world together once and for all.
And then he just puts gas everywhere like it's nothing. And then the great shot with the
match.
The match, and
Then he just says, welcome home.
Welcome home.
And then it cuts to black with the music still creeping us. So I guess it's quite a confusing end if you don't pay attention to all the details we said, like the news reporter, the phone call, the newspaper. Like if you watched Welcome Home twice or maybe 3 times, maybe you've spotted those things. But we made it like slick so that no one would actually be able to spot it easily the first time. So it's a movie you have to rewatch to understand exactly what is going on. And I think we did a pretty good job, because a lot of people were asking us what's going on in Welcome Home, who is this man, and a lot of people that had different
opinions
and questions, but they were all around that same angle.
Yeah.
Themes.
The point was not to make a movie that was just confusing. To make a movie that makes people go like, whoa, I gotta watch it again.
Yeah.
And then when they watch it again, they're kind of supposed to understand.
There's a lot going on in our movies, and our upcoming movies are also going to be quite filled with information and Easter eggs that not everyone is going to understand at the first viewing, and it's normal, because that's our intention. We want people to discuss it. We want people to talk about it. We want people to have their own idea of the movie. So that's it. So I hope you enjoyed our little explanation. If you have any more questions about something that you guys didn't understand or that you want answers to, just leave a comment
below.
Yep, in the description, and we'll get back to you and we'll answer it. And I hope everything you guys asked for or any questioning that you have will be solved.
And if you actually want to know more without having to ask questions, well, you can just click the link above.
Below? Above? One of the links
that will link to our YouTube channel. You can just see a longer version of this. Well, not the same video, where we talk about the movie in more details.
It's more of a commentary and a behind the scenes of the short film. So it's gonna be longer, but it's gonna be filled with details and everything. So maybe this will help you answer your questions. And so it's in the description below. Thank you.